In the ancient city of Gath-Hepher, there lived a prophet named Jonah, son of Amittai. One day, the voice of the Lord thundered,
"Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry out against it, for their wickedness has come up before me."
But Jonah did not want to go to Nineveh. Instead, he fled to Joppa and boarded a ship headed for Tarshish, trying to escape the Lord's command. But the Lord hurled a great wind upon the sea, and there was a violent storm. The sailors were afraid, and each cried out to his God. They threw the cargo overboard to lighten the ship.
The storm is growing fiercer. We're all going to drown.
It must be someone's fault. Let's cast lots to find out whose fault it is.
They cast lots, and the lot fell on Jonah.
This storm is because of you. Who are you? What is your occupation? Where do you come from?
I am a Hebrew, and I fear the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land.
Jonah told them he was fleeing from the Lord. The sailors were terrified.
What should we do to you to calm the sea?
Pick me up and throw me into the sea, and it will become calm. I know this violent storm is my fault.
The sailors rowed hard to get back to land, but the storm only grew worse. Finally, they cried out,
"We're sorry, Lord. Please don't hold us responsible for this man's death."
They picked up Jonah and threw him into the raging sea. Suddenly, the sea became calm. Trembling with fear, the sailors offered sacrifices to the Lord. And the Lord appointed a great fish to swallow Jonah. He was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. From the depths, Jonah cried out to the Lord his God.
I called out to the Lord in my distress, and he answered me. You cast me into the depths, into the heart of the seas, and the current engulfed me. But you have brought up my life from the pit, O Lord my God.
And the Lord commanded the fish, and it vomited Jonah onto the dry land. The word of the Lord came to Jonah a second time.
"Arise, go to Nineveh, the great city, and proclaim the message I have given you."
This time, Jonah arose and went to Nineveh, according to the Lord's command. Nineveh was an enormous city, taking 3 days to cross. Jonah began walking, shouting,
40 days more and Nineveh will be overthrown.
The people of Nineveh believed God's warning from Jonah. They called for a fast and put on sackcloth in repentance, from the greatest to the least. When word came to the king of Nineveh, he too covered himself in sackcloth and sat in ashes.
"Let man and beast be covered with sackcloth. Let everyone call out earnestly to God. Let all turn from their wicked ways and violence, so that God may relent and withdraw his burning anger."
When God saw their deeds, that they turned from their wicked way, God relented of the disaster which he had declared he would bring on them, and he did not do it. But Jonah became furiously angry.
Didn't I say it, Lord? That's why I fled to Tarshish. I knew you are a gracious God, compassionate, slow to anger, and abundant in loving kindness, and one who relents concerning calamity.
Jonah went out of the city and made a shelter to see what would happen to Nineveh. The Lord caused a plant to grow up and shade Jonah's head. Jonah was extremely happy about the plant. But God also appointed a worm which attacked the plant, causing it to wither. When the sun came up, God appointed a scorching east wind, and the sun beat down on Jonah's head so that he became faint and begged to die.
Do you have good reason to be angry about the plant?
I have good reason to be angry, even to death.
You had compassion on the plant, which you did not work for, and it grew up overnight and perished overnight. Should I not have compassion on Nineveh, the great city in which there are more than 120,000 persons who do not know the difference between their right and left hand, as well as many animals?
And so Jonah learned that the Lord shows compassion to all, even those who were once wicked, but have turned from their ways. The story of Jonah reminds us that God's love and mercy extend to every person and nation. Let us learn from Jonah's mistakes and embrace the virtues of obedience, compassion, and humility. In the end, the story of Jonah is a testament to the boundless nature of God's mercy and a call to align our hearts with His.